Hey everybody, welcome to Module 4. In Module 4 we're going to be looking at organizing and curating. So I'm going to get us into the module and you can see that what you need to do before we meet again in our class, our next class coming up is the 12th. So before the 12th, please go through all the components of Module 4. So there's an introduction, some what and why, and some learning goals, and then there's 3 sections to Module 4. The first section looks at curation, and what you're going to do is you're going to look at how to manage flow and what curation is and how that can help us with information overload. You're going to go through a few things about what is curation, and at the end of part 1 there are 3 different articles that you're going to need to read. The first one is the 5 models of curation, and the second one is the 21st century curator, and the third you're going to look at a Storify example looking at curation as a tool for teaching and learning. And just an FYI, you will be using Storify to create your own curated resource. So the second section is on PKM, or personal knowledge management. It's a way of working with and dealing with information and in the curation process, but with 3 different components. So seeking or finding, how do you find information? And we kind of did that when we looked at information filtering and finding and searching techniques. And then once we find stuff, how do we make sense of that? How do we synthesize that? And then how do we share that back out? So that's in section 2. And then section 3, you're going to watch a video on curation, and then you're going to, then you're going to go and you're going to do a discussion. So after watching that video, you're going to answer one of the reflection questions here, and you need to have your initial discussion posted by the 11th of October, and then by the 14th you're going to need to respond to at least 3 other posts. In part 2, sorry I skipped this section, I didn't mean to, you're going to, sorry. Okay, so in section 2, you have a reflective journal post. So you're going to label that journal entry PKM, and you're going to think about what you learned so far about curation and managing your own learning, and then you're going to describe how your own personal knowledge management works and what are some areas you need to improve. And then the other reflective journal entry is based on that video, and what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to Google yourself and describe what comes up. So what did you find, what didn't you find, and then what you thought of those results. Both of those journals are due when journals are due the week after the module closes. Also, as I mentioned, you have a discussion. So over here in the discussion areas, you look for M4 Module 4, Innovate Curation, and you're going to click Create Thread, and you're going to answer one of those reflection questions. And then after other people start posting, then you're going to need to respond to at least 3 other people. Okay, hope that's good, and have fun learning about curation, excuse me. It's a really great way of thinking about working with information. All right, see you guys in a week. Bye.